Halo, hari ini hari Selasa tanggal 17. Kemarin Tristan baru enrollment, registrasi sudah selesai. Kemarin dia sudah dapat KTP sementaranya di sini ya, British Card Permit, untuk mendapatkan banyak benefit sebagai student di sini. Lalu hari ini hari Selasa tanggal 17 agak kosong kegiatannya, sehingga Tristan dan kami memutuskan untuk mencoba berkunjung ke Solent Sky. Solent Sky itu museum dunia penerbangan yang ada di Southampton. Dan ya, kebetulan cuaca hari ini cukup cerah. Ini dia dari jendela kamarnya Tristan. Semoga hari ini perjalanannya menyenangkan, tidak begitu dingin terutama, dan juga jangan angin, karena kalau angin tuh buat lebih repot ya. Oke, sampai sini dulu, nanti kita lanjutkan. Let's go. Mau kemana, Man?
Mau ngikutin abang.
Oke, follow me, let's go. Dari lift, berangin lagi. Okay, Solent Sky, I'm coming. U1C pas on time. Thank you. Seperti biasa, naik di atas untuk mencari spot terbaik. Sekarang jam hampir setengah 12 waktu UK, Southampton. Oke, menuju museum. Kota yang kita kira dari awal itu bangunan civic, ternyata ini balai kota ya, itulah. Halo, Mall Westway. Nah ini dia sisa-sisa kota Southampton dulu yang kena bom pada saat Perang Dunia Kedua. Yang tidak kena bom itu Winchester sama Portsmouth. Sayangnya kota Southampton digempur habis-habisan kena bom. Jadi banyak peninggalan-peninggalan sejarah, bangunan-bangunan kuno itu pada rusak dan digantikan dengan bangunan-bangunan modern. Itu tempat kita belanja makanan Indonesia, Indonesian food. Ini salah satu
bagian peninggalan yang pernah bom.
ya. Kenapa di sini ada museum Titanic? Karena Titanic itu dilepas di pelabuhan Southampton, buatnya di Liverpool. Tapi awal Titanic itu berlayar itu dari pelabuhan Southampton. Ini sisa-sisa peninggalannya nih. Solent Sky, Museum Dirgantara. Ini kayaknya Pelabuhan Jayapura. Kemudian di samping itu adalah Taman Mesran kayaknya. Jadi sebelah kiri ini kayaknya Taman Mesran ini. Yang ini Pelabuhan Jayapura. Oh ini dia Solent Sky, tujuan museum. Solent Sky Museum. Southampton Industrial Heritage. Entrance-nya di sini. Halo. Main entrance. Welcome to Solent Sky. You are entering the aircraft environment. Kind of dangerous. Do not try. Okay. Ya sampai kita beli di mana kak? Ini tipenya apa kak?
Manufakturnya Saunders Row.
Ini tipenya apa?
Saunders Row Metrovic Barrel.
Ini pesawat amfibi ya?
Pesawat tempur jet amfibi pertama.
Oh, pesawat jet tempur amfibi pertama yang dibuat di sini. Oh. Ini engine-nya nih. Oke.
Pertamanya TNI.
Yang dipakai oleh TNI kita ya?
Oh iya, Vampire dia.
Bukan?
Beda lagi.
Oh beda. The Havilland Vampire. Wah.
Pesawat tempur jetnya TNI yang pertama.
Yang dipakai oleh TNI?
Iya.
Tahun berapa ya itu?
58 kalau nggak salah.
Tahun 58 ya? Wow. Halo. Patung, gue pikir orang. Protus Bristol. Smith? Who's Smith? Harrison Smith, Space Suite. Oh, oke. Tristan? Harrier? Harrier?
Bukan. Polan genap.
Oh ini yang cikal bakalnya Harrier kali ya?
Enggak, beda.
Beda?
Konvensional.
Oke. Tapi model-modelnya hampir sama ya?
Iya.
Sama dengan Harrier.
Kalau ini pesawat apa?
Kalau ini, wow, ini pesawat angkut amfibi nih, besar banget. Lambungnya tuh bentuknya seperti apa? Perahu kapal gitu.
Bawahnya juga.
Iya. Itu khas banget itu. Kalau ini apa nih? Ya?
Fancy Fiction. Pesawat tempur berbasis kapal induknya Inggris.
Oke.
60-an.
Berbasis kapal induknya Inggris tahun 60-an sehingga sayapnya itu memang bisa ditekuk ya.
Iya.
Sehingga bisa masuk di hanggarnya kapal induk.
Tekukannya sebelah sini.
Ya, ya. Karena ini dia berbasis di kapal induk. Wah. Oh iya ini berbasis kapal induk. Rolls Royce mesinnya.
Kursi pelontar.
Iya. Flight lightweight ejection support.
Ayo, putar lagi.
Kalau helikopternya?
Itu yang di atas apa?
Ini nih patahan sayapnya nih kayak gini nih. Kalau lagi di
Helikopter.
kapal induk. Dalamnya kayak gini nih.
Sounder Soul.
Helicopter development. Ngerinya sedap ya bentuknya ya, dulu-dulu ya helikopter ini. Iya, ini sayapnya bisa susun 4 loh. Blade-nya dari kayu gini. Kayu besi kah kayu matoa ini? Wah, kayak layang-layang ya. Ini pesawat-pesawat dulu nih. Tristan harus tahu nih semua sejarah-sejarah ini nih. Everything for airplane. Mesin pesawat ini. Pistonnya 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 12 silinder pistonnya. Nah ini dia nih, split fire. Wah,
Streamlined to perfection, the supermarine S6 was destined to become an icon in design as well as exhibition.
Supermarine Spitfire Rolls Royce built engine. Ini yang pesawat legendnya Inggris. Ini engine-nya. Engine-nya Rolls Royce V12 silinder. Wow.
Great Britain had won the trophy for a second consecutive time. If they were successful for a third time in 1921, they would win the trophy.
Pasang di mobil gimana ya?
But within weeks, the Wall Street crash threw the world into economic turmoil. With the team on the verge of outright victory, the British government decided it could not finance an entry into the 1931 contest. After coming so close, it seemed this great prize would be handed over to another nation. Salvation came from a recently widowed Lady Houston. A former showgirl and suffragette, she was steeped in national pride and quickly seized the opportunity to financially support the British team. Houston's donation meant Mitchell could improve on his design. Just weeks before the deadline, he delivered the supermarine S6B. The scene was set for a contest between three great nations.
Kayak bronco gini. Kayak bronco, tapi ini jet. Ini sayap double belakang gini, ya. Dan 2 di sana itu engine jetnya. Gila. Dan ini berbasisnya di kapal induk. Pada saat Perang Dunia. Ini pesawat-pesawat pertama kali nih. Cikal bakal menjadi pesawat ini. Kayak gini nih. Waduh. Asal yakin dengan ilmu yang dipakai aja. Jadi semua sudah diperhitungkan memang ini. Idenya itu yang luar biasa. Tuh, sampai para layang juga ada nih. Mulai dari sini. Tuh kan, para layang. Ada semuanya. Mana, Mam? Spitfire. Iya, tadi sudah ada di sebelah sana.
Maksudnya desainernya itu artinya.
Oh, ini Spitfire, desainernya. R.J. Mitchell, designer of the legendary Supermarine Spitfire. Okay.
Further up the road, they find a house has collapsed onto an air raid shelter. Without hesitation, they start trying to move the pile of debris.
Pulling the loose brick and rubble away, throwing it out behind me, I penetrated into a cavity and saw the foot and shoe of a little girl. There was not a mark on her, but the whiteness of the skin and the limp limbs, plus the wide, open, unseeing eyes, told me the struggle had been in vain. Someone said, "Bring her outside." And as I stood up and turned, there before me stood her father. For myself, nothing ever been
Ini sejarah-sejarahnya Spitfire ini. Perang. Selama perang.
Work continues as normal until a similar raid several days later on the 24th of September. As the sirens sound, the workforce drop their tools, run for cover.
Smoke from the bombs going out in the city. And as if the chaps get down, and a moment later, the whole building is just going on. It's shaking to 3 inches. We had very little warning.
Ini pada saat Submarine Destroy.
I looked up and could see the bushes a bit on my nose, and I saw a bomb dropping immediately above me at the height of a house.
Kota Southampton.
I had to decide quickly which way to go. And I suddenly looked across to the right and I saw the roof of the house lifting up and falling, and dust and debris covered us. We were in the middle of a stick of bombs, we were being straddled.
Ini waktu Southampton
My
terbakar
this little first aid post that was in the centre of the road here.
akibat perang.
A colleague of mine appeared from the other side, and within a few moments it was all over. We were just thanking God that we were still alive.
This time, the bombs are more accurate, but fail to hit the main factory. Instead, they fall
Hancur semua
behind
kotanya.
air shelters where most of the workforce are taking cover.
People were so shattered, people were fainting, we females screaming everywhere, and I don't mind admitting myself, I was very shattered.
2 days later, the Germans change tactics and send a large formation of hybrid bombers. They drop over 70 tons of bombs. This time, they are successful and hit their target. The factory building is destroyed. Spitfire production is stopped, and over
Spitfire ini memang pesawat andalannya Inggris pada saat perang. Radarnya bisa gini ya. Bisa tidak simetris gini radarnya ini. Secara aerodinamika ini gimana ya? Lihat ini, tidak lurus. Ini tidak lurus. Seharusnya ini kan kalau kita lihat desain awalnya dari atas ini kan harusnya ini lurus ini. Sampai sini dia tidak lurus.
This time, their bombs fall on the town centre. For 2 nights, a concentrated attack destroys much of history and commercial district.
Terrible in its awe and majesty, the town had become a blazing furnace in which every living thing
How close
seemed
we
doomed
were.
to
Yeah,
perish. The sky was a crimson canopy, probed by the silver beams of 100 searchlights. All fortunate enough to find accommodation in the neighbouring towns and villages joined along columns of vehicles, which at dusk streamed out of the town in all directions. Saddest spectacle was the mighty truck of the lace fortune, on foot, with prams and pushcarts, continually slanting
Memang dibuat kayak mobil balap ini, Spitfire ini.
into the night, to slide smooth
Kokpitnya kayak gitu.
houses, or to wander from east to west.
Memang dipakai untuk tempur nih. Fight.
The threat of invasion faded. Although Southampton was still a target for enemy aircraft, London and the industrial Midlands became a priority for the bombers. The town had been badly damaged and its population shocked. In total, over 25,000.
Kita punya kok walaupun rusak.
Iya.
Karena masih kecil kita belum tahu cara main yang benar.
Ini pesawat paling ditakuti oleh Jerman ini. Spitfire. Beachcomber. Kita jalan ke sana dulu ya. Pesawat yang membuat Jerman panik. Spitfire. Cian. Imperial.
Far East Flight.
Far East Flight.
Australia it is. West Africa. Hong Kong and South Africa.
baru setiap bulan November kan. Semua mobil-mobil di UK itu pada taruh bunga ini
Kopi.
untuk mengenang para pahlawan yang telah gugur.
November itu.
In the early days of aviation,
Jadi cara menjatuhkan bom begitu ya. Jadi dipegang bomnya lalu dijatuhkan pakai tangan. Iya. Ini masih dari rangkanya dari kayu semuanya. Ini dari kayu. Memang Southampton ini tempat industri pesawat terbang untuk tempur Perang Dunia Kedua maupun Pertama. Elevatornya begini. Ini dia pesawatnya. Pesawat yang ini dia. di air ya, pesawat amfibi. Itu dulu yang masuk ke dengar-dengar kalau papa lihat baca-baca beritanya di Wamena itu juga orang masuk tuh melalui kali loh, mendarat. Ini berisiknya kayak apa ini ya pesawat ini ya dulu ya? Bisa tur ke kokpit. Tuh. Ini menceritakan tentang factory-nya pembuatan Spitfire disebar ke beberapa kota di Southampton untuk membingungkan pihak Jerman mau bom di titik yang mana. Karena mereka sebar, kalau satu titik itu akan habis dibom oleh Jerman untuk membom factory-nya Spitfire. Tapi setelah itu mereka sebar ke beberapa titik kota sehingga membingungkan Jerman untuk sebenarnya sasaran bomnya mereka itu kemana. Ayo Kak, kita naik ke atas yuk. Britain Norman. Ini Britain Norman. Cikal bakalnya Britain Norman. Production. Ini prototype. Productionnya kayak gini. Spitfire untuk berperang. Akhirnya yang kayak gini nih. Ini pabriknya dihancurkan oleh pihak Jerman, dibom di kota Southampton.
Is it too far to take anything now?
Wow, pesawat atau gudang? Bisa naik ke atas kan?
Sudah ditutup sih. Harus tanya.
Iya, tanya boleh nggak? Tadi Bapak lihat ada yang bisa masuk kok ke atas. Wah. Wah, luas sekali pesawatnya. Di dalamnya ternyata. Ada lantai 2 juga. Itu tennya. Bisa. Oke. Nice. Oh, spectacular. Okay.
Right.
This is the cockpit.
There we go. Sitting 6 of it. Blimey's.
Wow.
How many people are required?
3B4.
4.
Yeah. Co-pilot, national navigator, and engineer. So, yeah. She was bomber in 43. Used to bomb U-boats and the like. So, she's converted in 47 to passenger, civilian use. And flew from here to Australia. So it was built in Rochester, Kent, but flew from Southampton docks. So it took 8 days to get to Australia, and stayed there.
How many days?
8.
8 days.
Yeah, 8 days. It cost a fortune to fly on it in the day, but going by boats, it would have, by ship, it would have been about a matter of weeks to get to Australia.
Yeah.
Of course, now it's a matter of hours, isn't it? So, but yeah, so owned to a Maureen O'Hara, Hollywood actress in the 1970s. She did.
So the route to Australia is going to be via the Atlantic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. People would have stayed in hotels in the evenings, and so yeah, it's got a lot of history. Came back in 1982.
Yeah.
I was just down at Southampton-Solent Airport. On the railway there, on the slipway, on all wheels. And from what I gather, people were able to go on it every Friday. And it was put on a self-propelled raft and brought back here. And towed up just around the corner by a Land Rover, of all things. And hand cranked into here by ACC cadets. Despite weighing 21 tons.
Wow.
Yeah, she's a pretty heavy old girl. So yeah, it's
How many ton?
21.
Wow.
Yeah, but this is small
Oh.
compared to a Southampton Princess made on the Isle of Wight. This would fit under one wing of a Princess. They were huge.
Okay.
Only 3 built, and only one of them flew. They had 10 engines, 4 twins, 2 singles, and they carried over 200 passengers. So this one, they couldn't fly very high. It's only about 16,000 feet because it wasn't pressurised. No need to be because it was a bomber. So and so yeah, the range flew for about 15 hours on a full wings of fuel. And
How many stops did it have to make to reach Australia?
9 stops.
9 stops.
Yeah, about 8 stops. It refueled every time it landed.
Yeah.
So yeah, and of course the problem with these is landing.
Yeah.
Rough sea is a possibility of ripping holes in the hull, so and they sink. So they were very. When it was in Australia, it also delivers different items for people who lived in the little islands around New Zealand and Australia. So it did a service down there as well, locally. Yeah, Mona O'Hara, her husband bought it for her, and she was an air hostess. She would serve the passengers.
The classes engine 1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
Yeah, speed to the 4 engines.
Can I take a peek?
Yeah, go for it.
Must be a very heavy.
Ready to face a German invasion, while the Royal Air Force fights to keep control of the skies above southern England. For 6 weeks, the Luftwaffe has been relentlessly attacking Britain. They hit key positions in an effort to smash the British defences. One important target is Southampton, a large seaport bristling with merchant shipping. In 1940, it is also the location of the Supermarine Aviation Works, where the Spitfire aircraft is produced. Although a large shadow factory is being established in the Midlands, the Southampton works are vital to the aircraft's production. The Spitfire is Britain's foremost fighter aircraft. If the Germans could destroy this factory, they would slow or even halt the production of this formidable weapon.
Biar dong kasih hancur tapi tetap jalan.
Although
terus
raids have been made on the
produksinya.
town and surrounding docklands, it is not until September that a concentrated effort is made to destroy the factory. On Wednesday the 11th, German aircraft from a crack bombing unit attack Eastleigh Airfield, the final assembly area for Spitfires. The raiders identify the wrong buildings and instead hit the Cunliffe Owen factory, killing 50 civilians. 4 days later, on a Sunday afternoon, the same unit tries again. This time, they target the factory on the River Itchen. But their bombs miss the objective and fall into the residential area of Woolston. The factory survives, but the surrounding streets are devastated. Cyril Russell is a metal worker at Supermarine. He and a friend are amongst the first on the scene.
No sooner had we gone a few yards into Defender Road that it was obvious that the area had taken a lot of bombs intended for the Spitfire factory.
Further up the road, they find a house has collapsed onto an air raid shelter. Without hesitation, they start trying to move the pile of debris.
Pulling the loose brick and rubble away and throwing it out behind me, I penetrated into a cavity and saw the foot and shoe of a little girl. There was not a mark on her, but the whiteness of the skin and the limp limbs, plus the wide, open, unseeing eyes, told me the struggle had been in vain. Someone said, "Bring her out, son." And as I stood up and turned, there before me stood her father. For myself, nothing would ever be the same again.
At Supermarine, work continues as normal until a similar raid several days later on the 24th of September. As the sirens sound, the workforce drop their tools and run for cover.
You can see the smoke from the bombs going up, you see. And I said to the chaps, get down. And a moment later, the whole building, this building, was shaking to 3 inches.
We had very little warning. I heard the attack fire. I looked up and I could see the vicious mitt on my nose, and I saw a bomb dropping immediately above me, about the height of a house. I had to decide quickly which way to go. And I suddenly looked across to the right and I saw the roof of the house lifting up and falling, and dust and debris covered us. We were in the middle of a stick of bombs. We've been straddled. I crouched behind this little first aid post that was in the centre of the road here. A colleague of mine appeared from the other side, and within a few moments it was all over. We were just thanking God that we were still alive.
This time, the bombs are more accurate, but fail to hit the main factory. Instead, they fall on the line of air raid shelters where most of the workforce are taking cover.
People were so shattered, people were fainting, we females screaming everywhere, and I don't mind admitting myself, I was very shattered.
2 days later, the Germans change tactics and send a large formation of Heinkel bombers. They drop over 70 tons of bombs. This time, they are successful and hit their target. The factory building is destroyed, Spitfire production is stopped, and over 150 civilians lie dead. In London, Lord Beaverbrook, the Minister for Aircraft Production, learns that the factory is out of action. Within a few hours of the raid, he arrives at Southampton to assess the situation. By now, it is clear that although the fabric of the supermarine works has been destroyed, much of the tooling and equipment is intact.
Lord Beaverbrook arrived here at the works, and I was sent for with other people to see this wizen-faced little man. And we got in there, and all of a sudden he started thumping the table. And I don't mind it, I wasn't in the mood to be thumped very much at that occasion, I've been 2 days of it. And he thumped the table and said, look, I want more Spitfires, more Spitfires.
Beaverbrook and Supermarine senior managers implement a strategy to keep Southampton building Spitfires. The plan is to disperse production of different component parts of the aircraft throughout the town.
On the Sunday, I set up team looking for suitable premises. There was one across the road here, which is a Sunlight laundry. As the Spitfire equipment was moving in, so the calendar laundry machinery were going out. Next door to that was the Henson Dorset bus station, which we took over.
A network of mini factories are established throughout the town and beyond. Within 5 days of the bombing, Cyril Russell is back at his tools building Spitfire fuselages, but now at Hendy's garage in the town centre. The dispersal plan works, and as the autumn draws in, the focus of the German bombers moves towards other targets. For the time being, it seems Southampton is safe. However, in November, the Luftwaffe returns. This time, their bombs fall on the town centre. For 2 nights, a concentrated attack destroys much of the high street and commercial district.
Terrible in its awe and majesty, the town had become a blazing furnace in which every living thing seemed doomed to perish. The sky was a crimson canopy, probed by the silver beams of 100 searchlights. All fortunate enough to find accommodation in the neighbouring towns and villages joined the long columns of vehicles which at dusk streamed out of the town in all directions. Saddest spectacle of all was the mighty trek of the less fortunate, on foot, with prams and pushcarts, containing their scanty bedding, Men, women and children trudged into the night to sleep in schools, barns or in outhouses, or to wander in the woods till morning.
By 1941, the threat of invasion had faded. Although Southampton was still a target for enemy aircraft, London and the industrial Midlands became a priority for the bombers. The town had been badly damaged and its population shocked. In total, over 25,000 bombs had been dropped on Southampton. 40,000 properties had been damaged or destroyed. But despite this, Spitfire production was only stopped for a few days. As plans were made for the liberation of Europe, the area became a vital staging post for D-Day. In fact, over 2 million American troops would embark at Southampton, destined for the front line. After the war, Southampton was rebuilt and is now a thriving commercial city. However, if you look closely, it's easy to find the cracks caused by high explosive bombs, the odd gap in a row of houses where a family once lived, and of course the memorials to the 631 civilians who were killed. These scars are reminders of the valiant effort made by Southampton and her people during some of the darkest days in her long history.
Penjelasan film pendek tadi itu kira-kira ceritanya itu kota Southampton tuh kena bom waktu Perang Dunia Pertama sampai Kedua, itu sebenarnya karena saling balas dendam gitu. Jadi Churchill meminta kepada Inggris untuk serang pabriknya Zeppelin. Nah kebetulan terjadilah itu di Perang Dunia Pertama gitu. Nah kalau yang di sini Spitfire ini dibuat itu untuk Perang Dunia Kedua sebenarnya dibuat. Nah setelah itu Jerman merasa bahwa Spitfire ini sangat mengancam dalam Perang Dunia Kedua, perang teknologi. Makanya dia berusaha untuk menghancurkan Southampton itu semata-mata untuk menghancurkan pabriknya pembuatan Spitfire. Nah tapi kemudian yang namanya orang Inggris fighting spiritnya tinggi, makanya mereka tidak gentar. Mereka berusaha untuk membangkitkan itu lagi untuk melindungi London, karena London kan di sana kan tempatnya si ratu ya, Queen, safety Queen. Jadi mereka melakukan bagaimanapun caranya untuk membangkitkan kembali pabrik yang telah dibom oleh Jerman untuk dipecah ke beberapa kota di Southampton dengan maksud untuk membingungkan pihak Jerman gitu, ini mana yang mau dibom. Tapi pada akhirnya Jerman melakukan pengeboman secara brutal gitu. Sehingga kalau kita melihat dari vlog saya yang lalu bahwa itu kota Southampton itu sebagian besar tuh bangunan modern, karena bangunan-bangunan vintage itu pada hancur karena Perang Dunia Kedua yang dilakukan pengeboman oleh tentara Jerman gitu. Makanya banyak bangunan-bangunan modern tuh dibangun kembali oleh puing-puing yang sudah hancur gitu. Itu semata-mata untuk menghancurkan pabrik pembuatan Spitfire. Jadi kira-kira itu ringkasan ceritanya. Kenapa Southampton ini sangat terkenal, oleh karena yaitu pembuatan pesawat itu yang sebenarnya sangat berperan dalam Perang Dunia Kedua dan melindungi kota London. dari serangan Jerman. Jadi kira-kira begitu ringkasan ceritanya. Masih banyak lagi yang mesti digali dari kota ini, terutama dalam teknologi dirgantaranya. Oke, terima kasih, sampai berjumpa kembali di video berikutnya.
Yeah, he liked it.
Maybe I come back again. Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
See you later.
Too much the information.
There's,
Yeah.
there's an awful lot here for a
Yeah.
small building. Right.
Okay, thank you then.
Enjoy the
Thank
rest
you.
of your day.
Thank you. Thank you. Ya, kita keluar. Goodbye. Thank you.